Hello children, this is Mrs. Haripriya from Pon Vidyashram. Today we are going to see a new chapter, Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. So what are all the things we are going to see in this lesson? The age of social change, industries and social change, socialism in Europe and the support for socialism. So this is a lesson which actually explains the how socialism came into Europe and what are all the events that forced the ruling monarch, that is Mr. Tsar Nicholas II, to give up power. So it is how then the socialism brought about the Russian Revolution. So all these things only we are going to see in this lesson. Actually this is an interesting lesson. So in the previous chapter we discussed about the French Revolution, which is the first ever revolution happened in the world, and that is the reason why this Russian Revolution was happened. It is the base of any other revolution. The French Revolution is the base for any other revolution. In Europe, the people were majorly divided into three groups. They were the conservatives, the liberals, and the radicals. Who are all the liberals? So, one of the group which actually looked to change the society were the liberals. They want a nation which tolerate all the kind of religions, and they also oppose the uncontrolled power of the dynastic rulers. So they wanted to safeguard the rights of the individuals against the government, and also they argued for a representative elected parliamentary government that is subjected to laws interpreted by a well trained judiciary that was independent of rulers and officials. However, they were not democrats. You just don't imagine that they are asking for a democratic country. They did not believe in a universal adult franchise, that is the right to of every citizen to vote, and they even felt that men of property mainly should have the vote. They also did not want the vote for women. But in a democratic country, we usually have the right to vote for every citizen, and here they want the right to vote only for the men, and they are actually called as the liberals. Next, radicals. So the radicals wanted a nation in which the government was based on the majority of a country's population, and they also want voting rights for women even, and unlike liberals, they opposed the privileges of great landowners and wealthy factory owners. It doesn't mean that they are against the existence of private property, but still they disliked the concentration of property in the hands of few. The conservatives are completely different from the radicals and the liberals. So they were not ready for any changes and wanted to discard the idea of the changes. But after the 19th century, they accepted to the upcoming changes, but they wanted at the same time the past should be respected. So the people who benefited from this ID forms of government and society wanted to stop or slow the rate of changes. This is what the conservatives are, and now we are going to see the industries and the social changes happened during this time. So it was a time of profound social and economic changes, and it was a time that when new cities were came up and the industrial revolutions were happened and the railways were expanded. So they need a lot of laborers to work in their factories. So the men, women and children were brought to the factories for the industrialization. So it was like how they suffered in the sense they will be long working hours, and the wages are also very poor, and they are very poor safety measures, and they don't have and sometimes minimal legal rights even. So unemployment was common, and those who got employment opportunities are also suffered because of these industrialization with the struggles. And particularly during these times, the low demand is there for the industrial goods, and there is always a problem in the case of housing and sanitations. So the liberals and radicals are trying to find the solution for all these issues. So opposed to all the privileges that the old aristocracy had by birth, they believed that in the value of individual effort, labor and enterprise. So the freedom of individuals was ensured if the poor could labor and those with capital could operate without restraint. So they believed that societies would develop because of this. So all the working men and the women who wanted changes in the world rallied around liberal and radical groups and parties in the early 19th century. So now socialism in Europe. So coming to the socialism in Europe, the socialists had different visions for the future, and the popular among them were Robert Owen, Louis Blanc and the Karl Marx. They were the most important socialists while talking about the socialism in Europe. First, the Robert Owen, who lives during the period of 1771 to 1858. He is a leading English manufacturer who sought to build a cooperative community called New Harmony in USA. So the other socialists, they felt that the cooperatives could not be built on a wide scale. They will be only through individual initiative. That is, they demanded that governments encourage cooperatives. So if in the case of Louis Blanc, he wanted the government to encourage the cooperatives and replace the capitalist enterprises. These cooperatives, they were to be the associations of people who produced goods together and divide the profits among themselves according to the work done by the members. In the case of Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, they Karl Marx, who lived during the period of 1818 to 1883, and Friedrich Engels, he lived over the period from 1820 to 1895. They have their own ideas of arguments, and Karl Marx argued that industrial society was capitalist. So the capitalists owned the capital, invested in factories, and the profit of capitalists was always produced by the workers. So the condition of workers could not improve as long as this profit is accumulated by the private capitalists. Only the profit of the private capitalists are improving, but still there is a poor condition of workers is there. That is what the argument of the Karl Marx. While taking the argument of the Engels, they have workers had to overthrow the capitalism and the rule of the private property. So the Marx believed that to free themselves from capitalist exploitation, workers had to construct a radically socialist society where all the property was socially controlled. This is what actually called as a communist society. This is how the communalism was formed. This is how the communist society became the natural society of the future as per their belief. So now how they gathered the support for the socialism. So by the 1870s and all, socialist ideas were spread throughout the Europe. So in order to coordinate their efforts, socialists formed an international body that is called as the Second International.